winter might seem like the season to take a break from gardening, but here in Zone 9B, it's actually my favorite time to garden. And the vegetables that thrive in our mild winters are some of my most absolute favorites to grow and eat. And let's be honest, after the brutal summer heat, the cooler weather makes working in the garden so much more enjoyable. So today I'm sharing my favorite low maintenance tips to help your winter garden thrive without taking up all of your time. And whether you're a beginner or a seasoned gardener, these ideas will keep your garden growing while letting you have a little break to enjoy the season. Well, the first step to a low maintenance winter garden is choosing the right plants. And in Zone 9B, we are lucky to grow cold hardy crops like lettuce, kale, and broccoli and radishes, as well as beautiful flowers like pansies and snapdragons. Now, a trick of mine when you're planting in barrels or planters is to have plants that have similar water and light needs, and that way you're not running around adjusting for each type of plant. Now, for the lowest maintenance winter garden, I highly recommend planting crops that are cold tolerant and don't require any need for frost cloth. And some of my favorite low maintenance plants are cruciferous, also known as brassica vegetables like kale, broccoli, and cabbage, and they don't require any need for a frost cloth, and I love the fact that they actually get sweeter with frost. And many herbs such as cilantro, rosemary, and lavender also tolerate the cold frost just fine without any need to cover as well. And for a full list of other plants and vegetables that make great options for a low maintenance garden, be sure to check out our blog. Our link will be in the description below. Now this time of year, mulching is an absolute game changer for low maintenance gardening, and a thick layer of mulch helps retain moisture, it protects the roots from frost, and it suppresses weeds, so you spend less time watering and weeding. A great option for those of you who live in areas where we have tons and tons of leaves is to save some of those leaves from your fall cleanups and use them to mulch in your beds for winter. It's free and it's effective. I recommend a 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch around your plants, and not only does it help keep the soil moist, but it also encourages healthy microbial activity that enriches your garden over time. After we started using our mulch for the pathways around our raised garden beds, I've noticed a lot less maintenance there too. Now, one of the best things about winter gardening is that plants actually need far less water. And in Zone 9B, I typically will water maybe once or twice a week, depending on rainfall. And if you have a drip irrigation, now's the time to let it take over the heavy lifting. Well, here's how I check if my plants need water. I simply stick my finger into an inch of the soil, and if it feels dry, it's time to water. And if it's still moist, I skip it. And now is a great time to check your water emitters and make sure there isn't any clogs. Now, real quick, I wanted to invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. We are trying to hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we need your help. So hit that notification bell. Well, pests tend to slow down in winter, but that doesn't mean that they're gone entirely. So aphids, snails, caterpillars, all of those can still cause issues if left unchecked, and check them on a regular basis. As you saw in my last video, we had some issues with our parsley and aphids, and because I was able to tackle it super quickly, we're seeing a massive reduction in our aphid infestation. So as long as I keep on top of this, I hope that we'll have this completely resolved, and it is just something that's super important to do on a regular basis. Another simple way to avoid extra work and keep those pests out are to plant natural pest deterrents like planting garlic or marigolds as companion plants. So winter is a great time to get ahead on garden maintenance and take some time to clean up some of the dead plants and pull out weeds and prepare your beds for spring planting. And a little effort now will save you a ton of work later. Now, winter crops don't need a lot of feeding, which makes the season even easier. And at the start of the season, I do like to add a layer of compost or use a slow release organic fertilizer. It will also improve the soil structure for our spring garden as well. Well, Well, winter gardening in Zone 9B is all about keeping things simple. With hardy plants, mulch, and a little proactive care, you can enjoy a thriving garden with minimal effort. What are your go-to low-maintenance gardening tips? Drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Well, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. And if you're new to our channel, be sure to subscribe. I hope I'll see you again on the next one. Bye!